and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have a brand new miniature reveal. In fact, we have 3, potentially 4, depending on how you split them, miniature reveals. So why are we looking at an old model? Well, Cado Ezechiar, the Hollow King from the book The Hollow King, and the second one, is it The Dead Kingdom? Haven't read that one yet. But fantastic character with a beautiful, what was a Black Library Celebration model. It is only available on Warhammer.com. And unfortunately, like half of the other things on their website, it is currently out of stock. Now, out of stock seems to be a recurring thing, and, temporarily out of stock may mean it comes back, because it is a glorious model. Or maybe not, because he has a new model. The blades of the Hollow King are ready to draw blood for the Soulblight Gravelords, which is weird because he is kind of a mercenary, he works on his own, he's got his own agendas and things, but wow. Just wow, look at that model, the pose. It reminds me a little bit of the new pose for the Van Denst. There's a bit of that going on, probably repeated assets. But hell, it's a beautiful pose. The way that the cloak is flowing, the spirit writhing around him, just fantastic. And his allies, which I'm assuming that these are the second book allies because I don't remember them. Let's run through this article and actually see what's going on here. It's just stunning models. No idea why these aren't. What a perfect underworld warband. Just throwing it out there. Maybe they'll get rules, who knows. But creaking bones and clattering armour herald the imminent arrival of the dusty legions of the Barrow Kingdoms. So it's obviously coming soon then. Imminent arrival? Maybe that's going up this week, and then pre-order a week on Sunday is Emperor's Children. I still think Emperor's Children is soon. Mind you, we're still in February. And the exhumed armies have been press-ganged into eternal service through ancient bonds made to the Soulblight vampires, as we'll see in the upcoming Battletome Soulblight Gravelords. Yet more mendacious bloodsuckers are joining the fight. Black Library anti-hero Cado Ezechiar and his companions, the Blades of the Hollow King. Obviously a book 2 thing. Very, just stunning models. Considered a renegade by the Nolamians, Cado Ezechiar stalks the mortal realms in pursuit of those who worship the dark gods. A vengeful revenant who walks a fine line between accepting the Soulblight curse and retaining his honour until his mission is complete. And the first book really gives you that idea about him. After the destruction of his kingdom and death of his family, Neferata offered him the opportunity to hunt his enemies. He accepted without pause, unaware of her famously cruel and possessive nature, and was eventually forced to leave her court to begin his life as an exile. Oh my god, that model is amazing. Look at the dragon detailing on the back. Oh wow. Oh, Sigmar models, like the Sigmar character models, named heroes specifically, are usually just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wherever he goes, he's accompanied by the souls of former mentors, counselors, and companions bound to his rings. The scholar mage Solia, who is basically his conscience, his closest confidant and confessor, still retains her free will and literally has his back in this new miniature. Just wow. And it's so cool that you're actually getting Cado with Solia. She'll obviously do something because she does help him, maybe not in combat, but she does help him in his adventures, his quests. I'm just getting lost in this miniature. The Blades of the Hollow King box also contains 2 other regular accomplices. The ruthless Sisendra, the merciless duelist, who has fully given herself over to the Soulblight curse. A violent indulgence marks her as a curious companion for Cado, but it was the Hollow King who turned her many years ago, and he feels a sense of obligation to the terrifying rogue. The hair's a little bit too on point for vampire for me, but the rest of it is amazing. I love a dual-wielding pose. Sword and dagger, or sword and short sword, charging into the enemy. Really, really cool. I'd love to know what base is these on, because that looks like a big base. Understandably, Cado's on a big base. He's probably a 50, but that looks like a 40 to me. Big base. But it's cool. I like the extra scenery and things. Yeah, nice model. Really, really nice model. The third is not a vampire at all, but rather a loyal mortal agent of Neferata. The death mage Aurelius is a powerful sorcerer accompanied by a twin-headed serpent, Kenistrix, which means the Monarch of Blood has at least 6 eyes on the Hollow King at all times. And again, creepy serpents, but beautifully modelled. Don't remember Aurelius either. Maybe he's mentioned in the final chapters of the first book. I really need to get on that second book, don't I? The Blades of the Hollow King have their own war scroll in Battletome Soulblight Gravelords, which brings all 3 characters together with powerful abilities to boost Cado's spellcasting and their survivability. They will be playable as a regiment of renown for the Flesh Eater Courts, Nighthaunt and Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Perfect. Because of all of the death factions, Ossiarch Bone Reapers is the only one I'd go with, but everything that we're seeing, the Vampire Dragon and then Cado, I love that I can take those in a Bone Reaper's army, because that's, inventory-wise, that's the only one that interests me. It's all going back to Jason the Argonauts, you know, this classic 60s stop motion? Skeleton warriors from Dragon's Teeth. Just shaped my childhood. You can read all about Cado's previous exploits in The Hollow King by John French and its sequel, The Dead Kingdom. I've got it loaded up on my Audible, I just need to go. Really, really good on Audible, by the way. If you've got a free trial or a couple of credits, I would recommend The Hollow King. One of my favourites, probably top 5 Black Library books for me. My reading is limited, or my listening is limited, but absolutely fantastic. Really, really, really well done, and it gives you a very good idea of what's going on in that sort of section of the Mortal Realms. And I'm not going to go into details, but there is a battle on a bridge. Fantastically written. Fantastic. And these models do it justice. I mean, that is just... Oh, they're so good. They're so good. I say this a lot, but genuinely, I will be picking these up. The Sigmar stuff is an easier sell for me at the minute than 40k. But, Cado is looking just incredible. And his old model, I believe, won a Golden Demon award. Or it was certainly up there for Golden Demon nominations. Last year before, someone did an incredible conversion and paint job. With reflection and in water, it was so beautiful. I'll find a picture and put it in if I remember. But this is... I think that this one's better. The other one felt a little bit Geralt-y, which, you know, you've seen here. It feels head swap and you might have a Geralt kind of idea. Stunning though, absolutely stunning. That one, especially with Solia, I don't know. The only thing that I will say is the new model is missing the rings on the fingers. Now that might be a story beat in the second book, I don't know. But you can clearly see 2 rings there. None of them on there. Unless he's taken them off and they're in a pouch somewhere instead. Who knows? But wow, just that model alone is stunning. I say I picked them up. Depends on the price, because I've heard some absolute horror stories of the prices for the Black Library stuff. If those prices are true, wow, Games Workshop, you need to calm down. That's all I'll say. Like, absolutely insane. We'll see what they're like on Saturday, and that might be a separate video on its own. But that's a discussion for a later time. At the moment, we're just basking in these beautiful miniatures. But let me know what you think in the comments. And are these a painting project or maybe something for one of your death armies that you might be picking up? I mean, you could probably even use them in Old World. You can do vampires in Old World, can't you? Stick them on a square base. They'd be amazing HQs if you can use vampires in Old World. Yeah, let me know. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.